Hi everyone. So since this is going to be my first political video as to speak, I figured why not have it be the political test, or the political compass test as to speak. So I'll make sure to leave a link in the description for you guys to take it as well. So let's get started. I mean, right? And this is a thing. If you see any jump cuts, it's probably because someone came in and I've had to go and take care of things. So, let's get started. If economic globalism is inevitable, it should primarily serve humanity rather than the interest of transnational corporations. I agree. Humanity is, kind of important. And I don't strongly agree, because I just, I'd always support my country, whether it was right or wrong. Well, it depends, really, but for the most part, I would disagree. If they went and no one chooses his or her country of birth, so it's foolish to be proud of it. Well, no, because if you're lucky enough to be born in no matter what country you're born in, you may not have a choice, but you kind of, you can only be better if you're happy with it. So, our race has many superior qualities compared with other races. Disagree. Well, yeah. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So I only somewhat agree with that. It really kind of depends. Right? So, if someone were to... let's see. I don't even know. I'm bad with coming up with scenarios in which my things make sense. More so, I'm going to go with what my mind says, for the most part. Alright. Military action that defies international laws is sometimes justified. Now, I'd have to agree with that, purely on the basis that sometimes some things laws say can't be established properly because of other things. So, say another country defies international law. You breaking law to fix that law can sometimes be justified. Alright. There is now a worrying fusion of information and entertainment. No, I think if you can be informed and entertained at the same time, that's a good thing. Because it means that people are going to be more likely to pay attention. And it's going to stick with them better. In fact, I strongly disagree that that's a bad thing. Alright. Economy. Attitudes here, not the FTSE index. People are ultimately divided more by class than by nationality. Let's see. I agree. To some degree, at least. Controlling inflation is more important than controlling unemployment. So, actually, that is a good point. It is better that way. Because corporations cannot be trusted to voluntarily protect the environment, they require regulations. I at least somewhat agree with that. I mean, yeah. For each according to his ability, to each according to his need, is a fundamentally good idea. I disagree with that. It's the argument of quality of outcome or quality of what's it called? Outcome versus starting, whatever. There's a better way to say it. I just don't remember what the heck the actual thing is. But yeah. You know what I mean, right? I'm sure I'll correct myself later on. And if this changes ever, I'll probably go through this like once a year and just see how different if I get anything changes and how far or left, right, up, or down I go on the political compass here. It is a sad reflection on our society that sometimes as basic as drinking water is now a bottled, branded consumer product. Well, no, because the way that the world works, it just kind of, it's not a bad thing. In fact, it makes it easier. Because you can still get through the faucet and all that. You can go to a pond or a lake. You could drink from it. Not the best idea. But if you have a filter, you can do that. In fact, it makes sense that it's not. So that I disagree completely. Land shouldn't be a commodity to be bought and sold. Well, I disagree with that. It is regrettable that many personal fortunes are made by people who simply manipulate money and contribute nothing to their society. So at least to some degree I agree with that, but I also disagree. I wish there was like a neutral, don't feel anything about it, but I understand why there's not a in-between of those two. Protectionism is sometimes necessary in trade. Well, I agree. Trade means that protection, like the United States against, say South Africa, right? They probably need protection from some other country, so it's not a bad thing, to be honest. The one social responsibility of a company should be to deliver a profit to its shareholders. Well, no. There should be other things that it has to be, such as it needs to be able to be functioning. It shouldn't be only chasing for shareholders. Because it may be the profit of it, but it doesn't always work out too well. The rich are too highly taxed. No, I think that they're about rightly taxed. Those with the ability to pay should have access to higher standards of medical care. I agree to some point. Like, there should be a minimum that people should, they should be able to afford minimal health care. But higher health care should be things like surgeries that aren't necessary, sort of thing. And I think that I don't know, maybe that's not covered under there, but I feel as though it should, at least in my mind it is. Government should penalize businesses that mislead the public. Yes, misleading is a bad thing. Alright. Genuine free market requires restrictions on the ability of predator manipulation, multinationals to create monopolies. Yes. So, let's talk about cable, right? Cable news, or not cable news. Why do I default to that in the statement? Whatever. Cable, like television and internet and phone, they require restrictions on them so they can't be monopolies because they're kind of necessary, and that's the problem. So, the freer the market, the freer the people. Yes. Alright, next page. Personal social values. Abortion, when the woman's life is not threatened, should always be illegal. So, I only disagree under this idea, under the guise of if there is, rape, right? Rape, excused. Bye. That cuts out the whole thing of it. But under any other thing, I would agree it shouldn't be legal because it's taking away life. All authority should be questioned. Yeah, you should always question. No. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth is not the best of a statement. Taxpayers should not be expected to prop up any theaters or museums that cannot survive on a commercial basis. Suppose schools should not make classroom attendance compulsory. Disagree. I, in fact, strongly disagree. If you can't, schools, actually, no, because I understand reasons why they wouldn't be able to. But under most circumstances, I think it should be a requirement. All people have their rights, but it is better for all of us that different sorts of people should keep to their own kind. Well, no. In fact, very much no. Good parents sometimes have to spank their children. Yes. It's natural for children to keep some secrets from their parents. Yup. Possessing marijuana for personal use should not be a criminal offense. Yeah. Prime function of schooling should be to equip future generations to find jobs. Yup. People with serious inheritable disabilities should not be allowed to reproduce. Well, no. Because why? We've surpassed the age of Darwinism, in which the most fit will proceed. But it's not the way it works these days. We've just kind of surpassed Darwinism in that sense. The most important thing for children to learn is to accept discipline. Well, no. There is many things that are more important than just accepting discipline. There are no savage and civilized peoples. There are only different cultures. I'd have to disagree. Well, because there is savage and then civilized. Most of the world is civilized, but there is people that still cannibalize, and that's definitely savage. Not just no. I'd say there is. Now, the line is kind of fluctuating, though. Those who are able to work and refuse the opportunity should not expect society support. Yes. In fact, strongly yes. Because you should be working if you can. When you are troubled, it's better not to think about it, but to keep busy with more cheerful things. Well, no. Now, I say that because you should focus on the facts of what you do, to some degree, at the very least. Like, that's how you lead to depression, and I don't know, because avoiding it is only a delay, and you should at least focus on it a little bit, and understand why and where it came from. First-generation immigrants can never be fully integrated with their new country. That's a difficult one, but I'd say, well, no. Because they're too vague. That's a too vague one. Never. Sometimes would be, I would have to agree. But, yeah. What's good for most successful corporations is always ultimately good for all of us. What's good for the most successful corporation is always. Well, it's not always. Most of the time, it is. No broadcasting institution, however independent its content, should receive public funding. No broadcasting institution should receive public funding. Well, yeah, you should be, well, no, actually. Certain things should receive public funding, and I don't, yeah. Alright. How you see the wider society. Okay. Our civil liberties are being excessively curbed in the name of counterterrorism. No, I don't think so. A significant advantage of a one-party state is that it avoids all the arguments that delay progress in democratic... Nope. One-party state is that it avoids all arguments that delay... I just disagree with the idea of a one-party state. And let's see. So, significant advantage. It's not an advantage at all. Although the economic age makes official surveillance easier, only wrongdoers need to be worried. Yeah, I'd say. The death penalty should be an option for the most serious crimes. Only the most serious crimes. Like murder. Like intentional murder, not unintentional manslaughter. Whatever the actual physical name, the proper name for it is. You know what I mean. In a civilized society, one must always have people above to be obeyed and people below to be commanded. Yeah. Because there is... Well, until we reach utopia, that is. Under most. Yes. Until we reach utopia, though, I'd have to say that that's the only way that things are going to work. Abstract art that doesn't represent anything shouldn't be considered art at all. No. Art is in the eye of the beholder. I only slightly disagree. Because some people will find it no, and some people will find it yes. In criminal justice, punishment should be important. It should be more important than... No. Rehab should be the most important, and then fixing people, and then teaching people that they shouldn't do it again. It is a waste of time to try to rehabilitate. Well, yes, some. But, for the most part, no. Most criminals, you can teach them better. The business person and the manufacturer are more important than the writer and the artist. Well, no. Just no. Mothers may have careers, but their first duty is to be homemakers. No. Well, no. Sorry. No. I meant to disagree. Now, I disagree on the point... Ugh, this share is way too freaking loud. I disagree on the point of that. I think it should be a choice, not duty or requirement, right? Multinational companies are unethically exploiting the plant genetic resources in developing countries. No. No. Genetic modification of resources is only going to be a good thing. Unless, well, I say, no. Now that I think about it, it's not only a good thing, but it is most of the time a good thing. Unless you, like, there's things that you can put in that are bad, but most of the time, it's good. Making peace with the establishment is an important aspect of maturity. Yeah. I'd say so. Alright, page 5. If you got through that okay, you'll find these propositions on religion a breeze. Ooh, yay. No. I need to check what that was again. I forgot. I remember I've taken this test before and it's given me a range. I just need to remind myself. No. Disagree. You cannot be moral without being religious. Nope. Charity is better than Social Security as a means of helping the genuinely disadvantaged. Well, to some degree, yes. Because it is better for everyone, but it's not better for everyone at the same time. So I'm going to go with yes, but I'm a little bit flimsy on that one. Some people are naturally unlucky. I suppose so. You just kind of get unlucky with life. It is important that my child's school instills religious value. Nope. Very much disagree. Finally, a look at sex. Sex outside marriage is usually immoral. Disagree. Same-sex couple in a stable, loving relationship should not be excluded from the proposition of child adoption. No. Oh wait, should not be. Never mind. I was trying to say, yeah, they should be allowed to do that. Pornography depicting consenting adults should be illegal for dope. Yep. What goes into a private bedroom between consenting adults is no business of the state. Yep. No one can feel naturally home. I don't know, so I have to say, yeah. These days, openness about sex has gone too far. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. Economic, state scale, and social scale. Right, left, authoritarian, libertarian. Let's see where I fall. I fall right on the set. What? How the heck did I fall? Economic, left or right? 0. How do I land perfectly on that? Negative 1.64. Okay, so I'm libertarian centrist. Perfectly centered. Like, you want to be center? Come at me, bro. How do I get that? Okay. I was not expecting that. Alright. Alright. So, I will leave a link in the description for you guys to see and test yourselves. And I suppose that's about it. Alright.